everyone once again with another episode of Founder Stories. I'm your host, Tanzila. As you know, we come with entrepreneurs who are contributing towards society. And again, today we have two young, inspiring entrepreneurs who have started a business which is a tech-based, and they are operating from Pakistan and Canada as well. So, let's welcome them and know how they started the business and what is the main inspiration. I welcome you all. Assalamu alaikum.
जी वालेकुम सलाम।
वालेकुम सलाम।
तो सबसे पहले आप हमें बताइए कि किस तरीके से आपको ये बिजनेस आइडिया आया, क्या इंस्पिरेशन थी, कुछ अपनी जर्नी के बारे में बताएं।
Maybe I can start if you want.
Yes.
Is that okay?
Yeah.
So
go ahead.
Just one correction. It's I'm not from Canada. I'm from Norway, Oslo. So my background is that I was born and brought up in Norway. And a few years back, I actually entered fintech market. यहाँ पर मैं कुछ अर्सा पहले सऊदी अरेबिया में इस्लामिक फाइनेंस की P2P lending एक company है which is called Forus, Forus .cc if you. So I co-founded that, and in that journey I got into this. I understood there's a big problem, especially in Asian market, for customer onboarding and customer verification, and we saw that very quickly. It's a manual process. It's there's a lot of hassle. Even in Saudi Arabia, where there was, a lot of good services available. So I had this in my back of my mind, I should actually move into this in some later stages. So for us, Jesse, man, we had a very good, that was a great company. We had up to $20 million valuation in our last round. Then I am for various reasons I'm exiting that, and then I was, I had a few friends, common friend, me, Abdul Ahad, and there's another co-founder whose name is Hamza. We had a common friend, just Nabola, why don't you just start this in Pakistan as well? And so basically we were going to do exactly same as what we did in Saudi Arabia in Pakistan. P2P lending, but we understood that there was some compliance issues and there were some regulation issues. But we were, but the first time we presented this idea to SCCP, the P2P lending, they actually told us that it's better for you to move toward KYC solution, onboarding, and this verification. Because we already had that in our mind, we'd already told them. And that's actually how it was, the whole idea was born. So it was actually just by an accident. We were going to present another idea to SSCP and then and told them that this whole thing is part of the whole idea that we are going to have in Pakistan. They said, okay, focus on this customer verification, customer onboarding through facial biometric. And that is something that can, really take off. So this is actually the whole background, my background at least. Ahad I'm sorry, I'm a bit under the weather. So Ahad
I'll share a few words as well. I myself, this is probably the first company I co-founded with Abdul Wahab, and I'm fairly younger as well. My background is I'm a mechatronics engineer by degree and also a data scientist by profession. And I've worked in a company called Affinity for a year. And while I was working there, Wahab came up to me, as he mentioned, that the idea initially was P2P. And while we were about to pursue that idea, we kind of also saw another gap in the market, and which was lying in the compliance sector of Pakistan, not just in banking industry, but also the whole financial industry on its own. So when we saw that gap and we saw an opportunity, we took it and we sort of pivoted our whole idea from P2P to facial biometric together. And which is why I left my job, and now we're at full time pursuing this idea. and in our initial stages. So hopefully we reach some milestones in the coming year only. And as you know, that the whole country right now operates on only one source of biometric, and that's fingerprint, and which is not the most efficient way to verify your citizens of your country. So we're sort of trying to solve that problem, and hopefully you'll see it soon everywhere. So thank you for giving us the time to get us onboarded. Any other questions? Let's proceed.
I would really like to know that you have just told us that you are working on the facial biometric. What do you think that the people to whom you are telling this idea of facial recognition, are they understanding the main concept and they understand the significance of this in our local context?
So yeah, Wahab, you can. So just before Wahab speaks, facial recognition and facial biometric are two different things. Okay. Which is what our society also gets confused a lot, whether, they keep calling it facial recognition, but the term that should be used is actually facial biometric, because the technology that we're using, recognition is something completely different and not that complex, but biometric, the way it's done, is a much more complex way. So I'll leave it to Wahab now.
I mean, just to add, this is, there's a problem in market, and most people do understand that problem. If you speak in the context of that problem, most people will understand what we are trying to do. And that is that the problem in the market is कि अगर आपने अपना आज account खोलना है, although के आज आप अगर अपने स्टेट बैंक की वो न्यूज़ आसान मोबाइल अकाउंट भी देखें और बहुत सारी इस तरह की चीजें देखें, although there are a few possibilities, but still there is a lot of hassle to just open a single biometric, single account. मुझे वो आज मैं इंटरव्यू सुन रहा था, I think it was from deputy someone from state bank, उनका टीवी पे इंटरव्यू था, तो उनको जो सवाल करने वाले थे वो कह रहे थे हमें इतने अपने निकाह पे इतने फॉर्म्स नहीं भरने पड़ते जितना हमें अकाउंट खोलने में भरने पड़ते हैं. And this is actually a big hassle. हम ये देख रहे हैं कि दुनिया के अंदर मुख्तलिफ जगहों पर आप देखें तो अकाउंट खोलना is maybe the easiest thing. It takes only 5 minutes and it's up and running. पाकिस्तान में आसान अकाउंट तो है, लेकिन you still need to do the biometric as soon as you have to do the cash. Account without any, with the cash, it's still no account, So आसान account तो है, but you still have to go to the branch to do your biometric. What we are doing is we are actually even eliminating the need to go to the branch. आप घर में बैठे आपकी biometric आपकी face होगा, and it is actually matched to your let's say currently with your CNIC, but we will also be matching against NADRA's database. And that's what biometric will be all about. और हमारी जो biometric technology है, it is not just it's not just one of the best in Pakistan, it is also one of the best in the world. क्योंकि अक्सर सवाल होता है कि यार is it safe enough or not? The same exact हम जो हमारी जो technology in the base जो हम, क्योंकि the most of it is actually developed and produced by us from this is we always say this is a for Pakistani by Pakistani technology. लेकिन इसकी बेस में जो licenses हैं वो हमारे it is the same license as Homeland Security US is using, same as government of Kazakhstan is using, and the surety of this being highly accurate is very high, तो हमारे लिए ये एक तो मार्केट में बताना कि it's ये प्रॉब्लम हम ये सॉल्व कर रहे हैं, plus we are solving that problem with a lot of surety is also something that we need to tell in the market all the time. Yeah.
My next question was actually regarding the same issue which you have just talked about, that the software which you are using is you're developed by your own team or you are actually using from some third party. So you have just answered that. Okay, my next question is the targets which you actually set for the Pakistani market are you successfully achieving those targets? Because the market is very difficult from the other countries.
Yes, I think Ahad can also go into this because he's the head of partnerships and business. But I can just give a little bit of थोड़ी सी उसमें जो आपकी पहले क्वेश्चन है उसमें रिमार्क्स दे दूं कि sorry ये हमारी टेक्नोलॉजी it's from the base it's ours लेकिन we have licensed some of the algorithms from different companies, not just one company, but different companies, which are which are also being licensed by other companies like Homeland Security, US, or so we are maybe one of the best, if not if not better than anyone, we are one of the best in the world with facial verification. So, but it's for Pakistani and by Pakistani.
So, Tanzila, just to add on and to your question as well, कि हमारी market जो है वो बाकी दुनिया में जो market है उससे फर्क है. That's something we had to also experience the difficult way, when we started reaching out to the market. लेकिन एक जो मसला होता है वो यही होता है कि the people are hesitant and reluctant because they have trust issues, especially with a vendor that's new. And जिस तरह वहाब ने आपको बोला कि हमारी जो licenses हैं, they're being used also in US Homeland Security and the government of Kazakhstan. So that's a token. That's one way we assure you, or we assure the market, that we are not someone who cannot be trusted, because the base technology is being used abroad as well. Secondly, market में हम we have, so our model is not कि हम जाके सीधा बेचने लग जाएंगे market में. हमारा model तो यही है कि the more pilots we run, the more success stories we create with banks and other financial inclusions, the better it is for us. So right now our model is such that we have targeted almost one of the big banks for pilots, pilots with the Bank Kalfala, with Khoshali Microfinance Bank, with Faisal Bank, with Askari Bank, and RFB Brokerage. And these are one of the top leading financial inclusions in Pakistan. Our aim is to just create a success story with them, and compare the success rate of our technology with the current technology that they're using for remote account opening. Because remote account opening launched to ho gaya. State Bank ne regulations to de di hai iski. But the technology they're using for opening an account remotely is completely different from what we are proposing, or from what our proposition is. So we actually want to create, as many success stories as we can, and then we go to State Bank together and regularize this technology to be used in the whole country. So that's the approach we're using.
Can I just come in and add one thing here? यहाँ पर एक बहुत important चीज mention करने की है, वो ये है कि we are part of actually SCCP regulatory sandbox. And what that means is that it's the only company in Pakistan whose facial recognition will be regulated by the state. So at least for now, this is the company that will define the regulation. हमारे जो pilots होंगे, that is what is going to define the regulation in the coming years for facial for facial biometric. And that's a big achievement. You asked about how market is taking. That's one of the biggest achievement for us. Secondly, again, already told you about the technology. It's in Pakistan. Everything is in Pakistan. It's our technology. Thirdly, when we started our journey, there wasn't much talk about this facial biometric at all. But 15th of September, when State Bank gave out the regulations, the whole market was turned on its head. Everyone was out and asking about this. How can we get this remote digital onboarding? And then a few, days later, State Bank gave out a statement that, okay, you need to have some sort of remote onboarding by 1st of January 2022. And by then, most of the bank were out and looking for some sort of, digital onboarding solution. So it's in the beginning, we were going out and telling people that this is something which is future. but जिसे कहते हैं कि थोड़ा सा स्टेट बैंक का डंडा पड़ा तो everyone was actually out there and asking us what the solution is. And that is a big thing for us now. Okay, market is taking very well. We already have this pilot running with Khushali. The other banks that Ahad mentioned, we are in very early phase, POC phase, and some of them are going into pilot soon. But I mean, we have a very good pilot running now with Khushali Bank.
Okay, so I would like to ask your growth plans for business while adding that the product which you are offering, like facial biometric recognition. According to me, the information I have regarding this right now, the same product can also be used in the security for the security of the country. Like it can be used in the safe cities projects as well, according to me. So are you planning to use the same technology in the other sectors as well, apart from the financial sector?
We obviously have the plan. Let me just jump in here and you can come back. I mean, we obviously have a plan to do a lot of things with this technology because just recognizing or understand or verifying a person, it's a big hassle in Pakistan. So obviously it is going. But another thing that is very important to mention is that Pakistan or State Bank, Pakistan's, or I think it's governments or state banks program, National Financial Inclusion Strategy, which where they have I mean, they want to at least have 20 million unique women owned account in Pakistan. That can never be achieved by just using, these Asan account where you still have to go to a branch to do the verification. Technologies like us, I'm sorry, actually can help us achieve those numbers. Can truly do the remote account opening for those women who are, based in rural areas and all that. We are obviously, as you mentioned, it's a security. We are already have been or being tested with Sukchan's new building management system. I think it is in Islamabad, if I'm not mistaken. So yes. There are multiple use that in the market that we can have. Ahad, you can jump in if you want.
No, I mean, you pretty much answered the question, but is one of the use cases you've identified.
I don't think I can hear you.
Yeah. Can you hear me now?
Is it my connection?
No.
Is it good now?
Yes.
Okay.
You can continue.
Yeah. How about now?
Yes, it's fine.
Okay. So you, yeah. So safe city is one aspect you mentioned. आप किसी financial sector के बाहर भी इसका use case काफी ज़्यादा है, and I think I'm stuck again, am I?
Yes.
Okay, so maybe I can add a few things. We were actually thinking. You might have seen there, if you look at one of the use cases. I'm just giving an example while Ahad is trying to fix his connection. Is if you, especially in Norway here and European countries and US, you see there are a lot of electric scooters on the road. You can electric scooters or cycles. You can just rent it, take it from one place and leave it on another. This technology, when you do the facial verification, what the surety we give you for facial verification against your previous, let's say, selfie is 100% accuracy. And if someone, so if you look at those, renting a car or renting a bike or renting just a electric scooter, what you have to do here is you have to unlock and lock it. So both when you're locking and unlocking, you can use facial recognition to see if this person have actually taken and is the person who have actually left it in the right place. And this can be one of the, and these scooties or cycles or what can be placed in within a safe environment, such as communities like Bahria or Gulberg Green. You can have those scooties placed in one place. People can take it from one to and leave it on another. And from on the when at the time of their renting start, they can do the facial biometric, and at when they finish, they can do the facial biometric, and it gives a lot of surety. Okay, openly cheese padi it is okay to it will be okay to use it in Pakistan as well. So this technology can be used there as well.
Okay.
Yeah, and not to forget जिस तरह आपने safe city mention किया, उसी तरह हमारी immigration पे भी इसका बहुत ज़्यादा है. पूरे दुनिया में, if you have seen, I mean, I have seen that facial biometric and facial verification is the main source being used at immigration centers as well, everywhere in the world. So immigration is also one of the very big use cases that we are going to be targeting once we are done targeting financial institutions as well.
Okay, thank you so much, both of you, for being with us. I hope people have learned a lot from your conversation, and it is a need of all to understand that technology is our future, and we need to understand the recognition that how technology can change our lives in the future. So thank you so much, both of you. And thank you so much to the audience who watch our episode. We will see you with another episode of Founder Stories. Till then, Allah Hafiz.